Spring is in the air in Strasbourg, but in the city that will co-host NATO's April summit, there are those who are not feeling any warmth for the organisation. The authorities have long since begun preparations for the event that will mark the 60th anniversary of the alliance's creation. Also busy are anti-NATO activists. Hundreds from across Europe have gathered at one of the city's universities to discuss final arrangements for acts of civil disobedience, exercising their right to speak out against what they call an antiquated warmongering organisation.
And treaties linked to NATO have expanded rapidly throughout not simply the Balkans but the whole of Eastern Europe, the whole missile defence shield, and in to the former Soviet Central Asian republics.
Many here are French and are outraged at their country's renewal of full-capacity ties with NATO after it pulled out of the alliance's military structure under General de Gaulle.
I think that NATO blocks the possibility of having a good relationship with the rest of the world, not only with Russia. In the Middle East or in Africa, NATO pollutes all the international relationship.
Julia is one of the people planning to take part in demonstrations. Although she's young, she's an experienced protester, having demoed at G8 meetings and anti-war events. Ahead of the April summit, she's organising the camps where she expects many thousands will stay during the non-violent action against NATO.
War in Afghanistan, that shows to us what NATO stands for. That's what NATO stands for. War against population of a poor country. War for their political and economic interests. Against the poor people of one of the poorest countries in the world.
This workshop on how the demonstrations should proceed within legal limits is just one of those taking place at the anti-NATO conference. The people here represent a cross-section of society, right across the political spectrum. Seasoned protesters pass on their wisdoms.
We've been in this position in Scotland trying to organise a Europe-wide demonstration in the rural Scottish countryside at the hotel at Gleneagles for the G8 in 2005. So those experiences, if we can bring those to the people in Strasbourg that are organising this demonstration in April and be whatever help we can with our suggestions and our experiences, hopefully it will help them to organise and make a better demonstration.
The organisers considered their direct action in April vital. They say NATO is not about protecting freedoms, but about infringing them on a global scale.
We don't need war, this means we don't need NATO, but we need the money which is spending for the NATO for social purposes.
Those that have gathered here are intent on spoiling NATO's 60th birthday celebrations in April. Now, they know that their decisions to demonstrate openly in a non-violent fashion will still be met with opposition from the authorities. But they are still promising that vast numbers will descend upon Strasbourg and cities right across Europe to openly rally, openly call for the end of NATO. Anne Smith, RT, Strasbourg.